Hello guys, Kesan Belaso ulit ito at welcome sa unang episode ng bago nating laro tayo series, ang laro tayo ng Shadowrun Returns. Yung katatapos lang natin ng Shadowrun Dragonfall SNES campaign, so tuloy naman, ito naman nga, atras muna tayo. Ito actually yung pinakaunang game sa series, sa modern Shadowrun series na to eh. Una tong Shadowrun Returns, tapos sunod yung Shadowrun Dragonfall, huli yung Shadowrun Hong Kong. Pero unahin mo natin to, start tayo ngayon sa simula. Kaya bago na start, may input lang akong code. Ano to eh, bonus content to eh. Kaya hindi naman ako Kickstarter backer, pero yung code available sa net, available na eh. Nasa mga guide dyan kung paano gamitin, kasi importante yan eh. Bonus items yan eh pag sa campaign. Okay, start natin. Ito, the Dead Man Switch. Ito yung talagang Shadowrun Returns campaign. So start natin. Normal difficulty lang. Kumpara dun sa Shadowrun Super NES reboot, medyo mas mahirap to eh. So normal lang. Tsaka total hindi ko naman habol dito yung difficulty. Habol ko dito yung kwento. So okay, start natin. Okay. Kumpara doon sa Super NES campaign, reboot campaign, itong Shadowrun, yung talagang main campaign ng Shadowrun series, may sariling character tayo, hindi si Jake ang kokontrol natin dito. So anyway, gagawa mong character. Una, gender muna, tapos ito yung mga races. Si Jake, human siya, so typical elf. Kumbaga sa mga Dungeons and Dragons, elf yung mga expert sa magic. Dito meron din ganon. So tapos ito dwarf, yung race ni Norbert, yung isa sa mga pinipili kong Shadowrunner sa doon sa laro natin sa Shadowrun Super NES, tsaka doon sa reboot version. Orc, medyo malakas din yan, medyo tanky character. Tapos yung pinakahuli ito, Ron, yun yung 5 races sa buong game. So para sa playthrough na to, magpaano muna ako, kasi si Drake siya eh, decker siya, so magde-decker din ako. So to, magto-prol ako, more on strength tsaka willpower ang ko. Pero so dapat nga physical damage ang ko eh. Dapat either street samurai or physical adept, pero magde-decker ako kasi pwede naman eh. Tapos magde-decker ako, pero ang skills ko gagawin kong melee damage ako. Ganun, kumbaga parang tank. Parang sa Baldur's Gate, tank din ako doon. So yan. Tapos character portrait. Hindi na ako maglalagay kasi sige, lalagay ako yung paborito ko dito. Kasi problema lang kasi yung character hindi talaga naging kamukha eh. Ito yung favorite kong portrait eh. So ang layo doon sa character design. Pero anyway, okay lang. Okay, start. Tapos lalagay ako lalagay tayo na yung unang karma points. So meron tayong umpisa pa lang, meron tayong 5 karma points. So pwede ko ilagay kahit saan ko gusto. Quickness 5 ang kailangan, 4 ang kailangan. Dodge ko 3. Okay. Tapos intelligence, hindi ako parang yan. So kailangan mag-decking. level 6 lang ang maximum ko, so di ko makukuha yung pinakahuling cyber deck. Okay lang. So, teka. Huwag mo na buy tech. Ito muna ano. Ito lang. Tapos, may 2 points ako. So, dito. Tapos, sagay tayo sa ano, hand-to-hand combat. Mag-ano ako, physical ako. Ano. Hindi ko gagayahin si Jake. Hindi ako range combat, close combat ako. Tapos melee weapons. Unarmed. Okay din sana yung unarmed eh. Pero magme-melee weapons ako. Close combat. So ilan? 3. Melee weapon isa. Tapos pwede ko kunin yung level 2. Yan. So yun naman ang spread ko. Okay, tapos character name syempre. Character name Kayaslan Velosa. Okay, start natin yung talagang kwento ng Shadowrun. Down and out. Your apartment, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's got 4 walls, a roof, and isn't on fire. Even the cockroaches have fled in search of better accommodations. Not exactly a runner's dream path, but right now, it's about all you have left. Running the shadows is all about feast or famine. One day you're Nova Hut, working jobs that allow you to eat at 5-star restaurants. The next, well, you're here. This one's a famine for the ages. Staggering fixing, staging fixer, slagging fixer hasn't called. The money's run out, and then some. And then some. Sinless, may definition yung sin mamaya. Pagdating ng kwentong identification number something. And free to starve in the cracks of a society run by the megacorps who just want your nuyen. Something needs to change, and soon. Okay, start natin yung campaign. Hey, pareho ng ano. Dahil nga syempre yung engine eh. Pero okay, ano natin? Get a job, any job. Ayan. Mission items wala pa. So ito yung ano. Ito na iba doon sa ano. Kasi nga yung SNES reboot campaign ano yun eh. Custom story yun eh. So wala siya nitong ganito. So anyway, teka. Gear natin. Anong gear natin? Okay. Machete security 500. Tapos machete. Level 1 armor. As grenade. Hindi ko gumagamit yan. Okay. So, ano yung mga intellectual items? Yan. Ito muna. A slip of paper with your bank balance enough to cover you through the end of the week. At least meron akong cyber tech sa likod. Your notebook, calendar contacts, that kind of thing. View your list of contacts. The list is sad, dried up. Carter, Detroit, Fixer, no response to messages. Down, Runner, dead. Pelton Nash, Fixer, missing since February. New Larry, Runner, dead. Sam Watts, Runner, question mark. Probably in a gutter somewhere. Sangoma, Runner, dead. Half Jap, dealer. Retired or dead. Okay. The list goes on. All either dead ends or just plain dead. View your personal calendar. It's empty. Nothing to do. Put down your notebook. Next item na interactable. Ito. Lapitan mo natin. Your computer, state of the art in 2050, broken since 2051. So 2050, yung ano. So 1 year to after nung ano, itong game na to years after nung events ng ano sa Super NES, Super NES game version. Kasi doon 2050 eh dito 2051 or somewhere else, mas mataas pa. So okay, next item to. Somewhat. Ito yung ano, yun doon sa Super NES reboot, yung isa sa mga ginamit nilang portrait kasi nga wala sila ibang ano eh, magamit na portraits eh. Somewhat. Ito yung somewhat na nandoon sa ano, doon sa contacts list. Presumed na either dead or nasa gutter somewhere. The screen leaps to life, making you squint against its brightness. The face on the screen is laughing. Somewhat. Hey buddy, hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. He giggles. He's drunk again, or worse. Shouldn't have given you my com code. Gank. I gunk. Your zone. Where have you been? Where have you been, Sam? I haven't heard from you in months. So, baka 1 year nga lang after nung events nung Shadowrun sa SNES. Ito sige. Where have you been, Sam? I haven't heard from you in months. So ito lang option. Another giggle. Oh, don't bother with your side of the conversation. I'm not really here. Just one reason for this vid. Someone literally geeked me. I'm dead. I probably had it coming. Ganon, Ben. Tapos, when you're an unsavory character like myself, you tend to associate with other unsavory characters who often partake in unsavory business. Like you, for example. So why am I dead? Who knows? Probably my fault. I wonder where you are right now. I beg you hit a big payday and you're living high on in the hug somewhere. Some of us are born winners and some of us are me. As if kita nang wala rin kwenta yung apartment natin eh. Hey, you remember that Renkaku run when things went to hell? Hey, you remember that Renkaku run when things went to hell and we lost doubt? Or that makeshift saloon on the docks afterward? I really had your backpack. I really had your backpack. I really had your back that night, didn't I? Doubt, that's a name you haven't heard in a long time. Ano yun nga, nasa ano natin eh, doon sa contact list, dead na rin siya eh. Three years ago, a makeshift bar on the Seattle docks, the night Dowd went down. So 3 years, so ano to, malamang kung 1 year after to nung events ng ano, so 2048, ganun. Ito yung Sangoma. Sangoma is an urban shaman who proved her worth during a run against Fuchi last fall. She's the quiet type, an experienced runner. We're out in the open here, ready to bolt? Our fixer owes us for the run, and for Dowd, we wait. Late for another appointment, Sangoma? Ito na lang muna. Sarcasm doesn't suit you. Let's wait another 5. Sino to? Ito yung new Larry. Ay ano, isa na naman doon sa mga ginamit nilang portrait doon sa Shadowrun Super NES reboot. New Larry. You've been running with New Larry for about 6 months now. He's a combat mage with a bad tattoo and a bad attitude. He knew Doubt almost as well as you did. Doubt never saw anybody die in Doubt never see anybody die like that before, Edith. He shakes his head. I hate this fragging city. It's wet and the rain feels like acid and I want out of here. Chatter's a screamer about the rain. We lost a man tonight. We wait for the money. I get it now. Take a pill and relax. We wait for the money. Ano lang. Yeah, sure, of course. I'll wait all night if I have to. Si Sam si Sam siguro to isa. I don't know. Sam is a good guy and can hold his own in a fight, but he's been hitting the battle pretty good lately. Never on a run so far, but he needs watching. He shakes his head. That run went sideways 9 ways to Sunday. Now the fixer is late. Smell funny to you? That bastard better show. We need the money. What do you think we should do? Number 2 na lang. I wanna get paid as much as you, buddy. But we need to live long enough to actually drink the new yen we earn. Cut the drag, Sam. We both know why that went down, and it wasn't the fixer or some other paranoid cheap dream of yours. Sam smiles a toothy smile. I've been waiting for this all night. New Larry has something he wants to say. Don't you, Larry? Go ahead, spill it. You were sloppy. Ganon yun. He laughs. Sloppy? You think I was sloppy? You've been twitchy all day. Son. Look at your hands. They're shaking. Own up, Sam. If you screwed up, admit it. You've been drinking, Sam? That true, Sam? Did you miss a bit back there? Ito na lang. You've been drinking, Sam? On a run? No. Not a trap. Not today. Not ever. Ganun eh. Something dawns on him. He leans into New Larry, amused and dangerous. We were set up, and he knows it. Don't you, Larry? What was that call you made before we hit Renkaku? How come you couldn't get that guy before he unloaded on Dog? I've seen you fling a lightning bolt, son. He should have been burnt toast before his gun cleared the holster. New Larry checks his watch, licks his lips. New Larry checks his watch, licks his lips, looks over your shoulder at the darkness. He's looking for someone, and it's not the fixer. Okay, I can see where this is going. You chummers are damaged. I'm out. Did you keep us here long enough, Larry? Answer, I can see them, asshole. How much did they pay you to sell us out, Larry? So, ang pili ko dito ng kaya. Number 3 na lang. He stops and a smile slowly appears on his face. Honestly, it didn't take much, just enough to get me back to Portland and set up with a cash corp job. I'm out of this racket. We've got incoming. Yun nga, yung mga kasabot nito. New Larry relaxes and throws you a direct eating grin. Looks like my new Renkaku friends are finally here. They're gonna take that hard drive off your corpse, buddy. We should choose our friends more carefully. At least we have each other. That guy was never my friend. Buy a drink after this one. Sige, ito na lang. At least we have each other. You'll miss me when I'm gone. So yun na, combat na. Dahil nga sanay na tayo sa Shadowrun, doon sa remake at sa reboot. So basically parang ganun lang din. Okay, turn-based combat. Common knowledge yan. You are now in turn-based combat mode. Each character on your team has an action pool. Spend those actions on movement, attacks, or using spells and items. Once your team's turn is complete, the enemy team may move and attack. Additional tutorial information is available from the reference guide, which can be accessed in the upper right corner of your PDA menu. Okay na yan. Alam ko na tong game na to kung paano rin. So, ang weapons natin, yun, medyo weak yung ano dito eh. Medyo weak yung interface. Hindi kagaya doon sa Dragonfall. Pero basically ganun din. Una kitang didispatch sa peste ka. Skill. Traitor ka. Meron pa ako isang turn. At least malaki damage mo kagad. Di ka pa natuluyan, hayop ka. Shotgun. Wala pa siya ability. Wala. Oh well. Ayaw mo na ito, ubusin mo na lang kagad to. Teka. Shotgun ang ba gamit mo? SMG tapos ito. So ito na lang. Okay, next. Ikaw, anong weapons mo? Ano lang. Tsaka wala pa siya skill. Okay. Patis, ano lang. Mintis. Meron pa. Dalawa pa, andun. Kaya ko muna. Hindi ka pa natuluyan, hayop ka. Sino sunod? Si Sam na. Okay, yung dalawa naman na nasa ito. Kaya Sanggoma, ano ka muna? Dito ka. Cover. Tapos may spells mo. Increase it to friendly targets 8. Ay, wala rin pala kwenta. So physical attacks na lang talaga. Buti na lang mitis. Kaya ako muna. Wala, yun lang ability ko eh, so far. Buhay ka pa, ayaw pa. Okay, isa na lang. Meron pa, bali tatlo pa ulit sila. Sam. Ngayon gamitin natin yung ability mo. Bear totem. Buti nagmintis. Nagtawag pa ng elemental spirit. Mabuo ng mintis din. Teka, unahin kita, pasaway ka eh. Di mo makita sa sa pwesto na yan? At least, demo na natin to. Okay, isang goma. Hindi mo nakikita isa eh, ito na lang. Okay lang. Ano naman ako, tank naman ako eh. Yan ang ganda doon. Pag natanggal mo yung nagsummon ng spirit, deaths na rin siya kagad. Nice. Tanggoma lowers her gun. Ice Sam. You okay, Sam? Sam's breathing is heavy and he looks shaken. That was a hell of a thing. Part of the life, Sam. You know that. You did good. You don't look so good, Sam. Okay. You did good. Yan na lang. You were born for this gig, Chaos. Me, not so much. I think I'm gonna hang it up. Find a nice brothel somewhere. Stay drunk until I croak. What about you? Think I'll find a better class of people to hang out with. Me, I do this. It's the only life I know. I'll find a safe house out of town. Lay low. Renkaku has a long memory. Think I find a better class of people to hang out with. O pasaway yung New Larry eh. Better than me? Sounds easy. Keep in touch, kaya. Don't die a stranger. Memory lang pala nung character natin yan. Check ko lang yung time natin guys kung gaano katagal. Mahaba-haba pa. Nasa 15 minutes pa lang tayo. You stare at Sam's face on your comlink. Shake off the memory. Focus. I had your back that night, didn't I? Now I'm asking myself, who would care if I die? Who would give a rat's ass? Better or worse, your name is at the top of the list. Maybe it's the only name on that list. So I set up a dead man's switch. I set up a dead man's switch to send you this call. I got 100,000 nuyen insurance policy, payable when you find who creased me alive with a conviction or in a body bag with justification. Either works. Contact my law firm, Rogers, Mengert and McCain. When the job is done, they'll know what to do. He turns to his left. Chet? Lawyer. The camera swivels to show a well-dressed man sitting next to Sam. Pursuant to Mr. Watt's wishes, Rogers, Menger, and McCain has installed a secure dedicated phone line so you may contact us directly when the task is complete. We will then begin a verification process. Note that you must also be on a secure landline to access this number. We will not accept transmission from comlinks or other devices. The camera swivels back to Sam. Sam straightens up, talks seriously first time. Look, Chaos, I've led a direct life, and I probably left a direct corpse. I've hurt people, hurt myself. I don't know. Maybe I just want the last word. Maybe I just want someone to give a crap that I suck air for a while. What do you say? I'll get to the bottom of this. Someone will pay. I'd say I've traded a drinking body for a paycheck. I'd say my schedule's pretty clear right now. 100,000 new yen buys a lot of drinks. So, okay. So, I'll get to the bottom of this. Someone will pay. Hope you just said yes. I've got a locator chip slotted in my head these days. If when my heart stops, it'll activate. That's how you'll find me. See you on the slab. Guess I'm heading back to Seattle. Rest in peace, Sam. See you in Seattle. Well, Seattle can't be any worse than this. So, wala pala yung main character natin sa Seattle. So, babalik tayo sa Seattle ngayon. So, yun. Balik tayo sa pinangyarihan ng SNES game version. Yes, I'm heading back to Seattle. Rest in peace, Sam. See you in Seattle. Ito na lang, number 2. Stay in character tayo. Okay. The Dead Man Switch. Your plane hits the sea tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped backseat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for Nuyen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing to the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watt's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. So, parang familiar to Simula ulit tayo sa morgue. Okay. The objective. Ask the coroner about Sam Watts. Objective. Optional. Hindi ko nabasa. Bilis na. Ito, takwagan sa atin ng trauma kit. So, meron tayong mga trauma kit ulit. Ayun, isa. Pero wala ang weapon, walang gear. Saan ko ulit? Ask the coroner. Optional. Ano yan? Gaya nga yung code na ginamit ko. Mission items, wala pa. So, kausapin natin yung coroner. Meron ba tayong dito? I'm in the back. Wala tayong interact. Pangalan ng lugar? Employees only beyond this point. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty basta yun nga yung amoy patay amoy bangkay. Anyway, dito meron pa tayong wala, yun lang talaga yung coroner lang talaga makausap kung may interact natin. Okay. Resident pa pangalan hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, I love my job, a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just have been, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Nahirapan na talaga magbasa minsan, guys. Pasensya na lang. Sorry, didn't okay, resident talaga pangalan niya. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour. And some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the organ grinders branch manager. Branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are sabihin natin name natin, and I'm here about Sam Watts. I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. No one you've ever seen of. Now tell me about Sam Watts. So, wag naman tayo masyado ano to eh, agresibo to eh. So ito, medyo formal tayo. He frowns. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client. But what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens? Mas story heavy tong game na to kaysa sa yung remake nung sa SNES. Kaya pasensya na lang guys talaga kung medyo ako magbasa. So who told you he was dead? Sam did. When his heart stopped, 100,000 nuyen was wired to a secure account in my name. I find the killer, I get paid. Sam's digital masyadong prangka to eh. Etong number 2. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here. So, sundan natin siya. Dito sa kwartong to. Pwedeng interact. Wala eh. Ito lang. Siya lang. He's my second Emerald City Reaper victim. The third one was downtown. Reaper, huh? I guess the classics never go out of style. Sounds grisly. Emerald City Reaper? So, tanong natin to. Kahit na medyo familiar na yung kwento ng Jack the Ripper slaying eh. Emerald City Reaper? He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Reaper knows how to handle a scalpel, but this was even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. Kadiri. What price did the Reaper take from Sam? Delicious. A trophy hunter. What was it? And okay, so ito. What price did the Reaper take from Sam? Wat's liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? Which, what else? Ito. Magtanong na tayong information kasi ano yan eh. Parang plot tayo ng game eh. The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. Okay ah. Specific organ sa kinukuha ah. Desden, get out here. Meron naman bagong McCluskey. Ata sa pangalan ah. Okay. Pwede pa tayo mag-interact dito. Kailan yun? Isa, dalawa. Okay. Ito muna. Yan. Basic medikit. Check ko lang. Meron tayong trauma kit tsaka medikit. Okay, dito naman sa inspect naman natin si Sam. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet. His face an ashen white for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest, there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. It's okay. Look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstress Union. There is something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Look at the cred stick. It's a standard cheap, unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without touching it. Without slotting it. Ano naman yan eh? Hindi pa naman nakikita ng pulis eh, so kunin ko. Take the cred stick. Mataas may 300 nuyen pang laman. You slot the credit stick into your PDA. 300 nuyen is added to your account. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Okay, look at the handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and blood stains. Sam, I feel terrible that we have been long to stay. I'm sorry to malamang. See you there, love, Jessica. So meron siyang kausap na babae malamang. Put down the evidence bag. Nakita na natin lahat ng pwede yan. Okay. Ano pa ba? Wala na. Alam sa tayo dito. Pakilala na tayo dito sa tumating. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave after a mile away. So this new Reaper Vic, what's? So this Reaper Vic, what's? Name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. He chortles. Come on, she offed herself. She offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Reaper case is by ticket to a lieutenant's badge. Okay ano na talaga no? Position lang habol. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and meta-human anatomy too. Kasi nga dito sa mundo ng Shadowrun, yung mga elves, yung mga orcs, dwarves, tsaka trolls, in-explain sila, mga mutated forms ng mga tao. Yun ang explanation dito. So I'm looking for a whacked out surgeon. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days, it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Style Star Trek. Could be anything from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. Ano ka rin Masyado ka rin The Lone Star Detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? I'm the nobody who didn't hear nothing. I'm new in town. You the welcoming committee? Strength. None of your business, lumpy. Are you the detective on the case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. So, sige. Wag nating banggain muna. Ito number 4. The reviewer, you get anywhere near my investigation and it will be you on the slab troll. Kasi nga yung race natin troll tayo eh. He looks back at the dwarf. Resident, get me more. I am putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. Shadow Umalis din. Saway ka Okay. Check natin. Wala naman. Wala pa rin. So, sabi lang natin si Dresden. Wala ibang interactable items eh. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties too. I don't do friends. Well, he didn't really seem like my type. Ito na lang. I'm great at dinner parties too. Yan lang. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed help. When I needed him. I'm going to return the favor. A job's a job, and this one pays better than most. I'm going to bring his killer to justice, at least street justice. Ito, number 1. Kasi nga nakita naman natin na kakapit talagang body natin tong si Sam eh. Fascinating. Again, Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convince his own mother if it meant another 10 million a week in his paycheck. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 million a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Doesn't pauses considering. You have honor. After a fashion, I try to honor the dead in my work. So we have that in common. What can I do? What can I do to help you? On the take, who's paying? On the take, who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? You don't buy that? Sounds like you disagreed with the findings. Oo nga, yun nga ang sabi niya kanina eh. My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What are organs worth these days? Isa-isa. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of nuyen. But individual organs, not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days? Oh, yun nga. Nakita natin yun sa sa Shadowrun reboot eh. Yung mga replacement limbs tsaka parts. Organ grinders only deal in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky though, and they don't care where the bodies came from either. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners. But neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the similar chop shops still use scalpels. I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Have you heard of the Seamstress Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlives. You'll probably like it. Me, I'm not really the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus the dead are just easier to go along with. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Okay. Karma, ayun, nakuha tayong 2 karma. Dresden looks up at you. Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you can find anything useful? Yeah. Do you know where the murder site is or not? Oh, okay. Then I'll go do that. Parang ano to pamilyar to Check daw yung yung body locker Teka. Okay, so yun. Pero check ko muna tong nasa ref. Pamilyar na eksena to Basic medikit. Ito isa. Kala ko scalpel na naman trauma kit lang. So, pamilyar nga. Mukhang alam ko mangyayari dito Okay, may basic trauma kit tayo. Ano ba effect niya? Restores teammate to life with 25% of their total hit points. Okay lang. Pero talaga pinakamaganda to itong platinum. Okay, so yun na lang talaga. Ito na lang. Close up ko nga. Parang di ko gusto mangyayari dito The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermometer is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Lamig Walk away, open the drawer. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Uy! Si Jake! Andito siya! Wow, easy there. Okay Nandito si Jake. Kaya inuna ko talaga yung yung reboot dahil nga kailangan makita muna natin si Jake bago natin siya In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos speaking out above his collar. An interesting combination. Kasi sa original naman talaga siya expert naman siya sa mga spellcasting kaya lang doon sa reboot useless yung spells kaya hindi ko na finocus dun. Jake Armitage. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Sorry, didn't expect you to be so alive. What do I look like? A damn alarm clock? You were just sleeping in a freezer for dead people. So ito na lang. Don't tell me you haven't considered it. Cheaper than a coffin hotel, and the service is just as good. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? The latest Reaper victim. Did you know him? I'll ask the questions. What the hell are you doing in a morgue drawer? I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me. So ito na lang. Medyo masyado ano to eh. Ito medyo forward ito naman. Masyadong maangas masyado. So ito. I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together. Every now and then. Over at the Union. Decent enough guy. Always in trouble over something or other though. Pasensya talaga guys kung medyo ano ako magbasa. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John, is this guy cool? Yes, he's on the level. Working for some, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help him. You can help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses. Might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Kasi nga nakashade siya lagi eh. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are... Call me. I'm still waiting for that ending of your story. Nice to meet you, Jake. Ayan. Pala lang, dito tayo medyo astig. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep and here. John's right. I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy, he was hung at the Seamstress Union that night. Tripped out and rowdy. I've seen laying tripped out and rowdy. I've been lying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangsters got the jump on me. He winces. Dan, maybe I need some soy cap after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Nakikipagkwento pa habang nagbangkay. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn youngsters thought they could turn a quick profit off of my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out so well for the gangsters. For the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though. And that's the last I saw of him, until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last day in this place. Pero hindi ito yung hindi naman siya dito hindi naman dito yung pinuntahan niya iba yung lugar eh. Nasa siya 10th Street siya eh. Ito, The Barrens, so ibang lugar to. You've done this before? Great, so you don't know anything about his death. Do you know anything else? You've done this before? It's a long story. I ended up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Oo nga, totoo nga. Kasi nga, di ba first thing, paglabas natin doon sa morgue, tayo, yung natakot yung mga morgue guys. Tapos, di ka ba makakabalik doon, kasi mo nasusot yung sunglasses, tsaka yung Lone Star badge. Yeah, Jake, here's a regular. Should have started a rewards card. Jake, a few more visits and you've got a free night stay. Okay ah. Suki card. Jake laughs. I'll hold you to that. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block away from the Union. missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the parents for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some desert supplies while we're at it. But say, it's nice to have someone watching your back out there, assuming you can trust them. Ganun. Dali lang guys. I don't work for free. I fight, I get paid. Inuyan or not. Or Inuyan, not tours. I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Kasi time natin. Teka. I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright Jake, count me in. So, ito na lang. I do like a bit of justice. Yun na lang. Great. I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers. But this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this mark in one piece without packing some heat. He yells over his shoulder. He yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the other dumpster. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. Ganun eh, no? So you need a weapon? Okay. So sabi ko nga mag-ano tayo eh. Mag-melee tayo eh. So give me a pistol, give me a shotgun, SMG, rifle. So melee is my game. All I've got here is a baseball bat, but you look like you can handle yourself. Nice. So meron na tayo na. Meron tayong baseball bat. Ito na. Kasi melee yung path natin eh. So ready for an evening out on the town. Just a minute. Tell me more about these gangers. These gangers first. I'm ready. Just watch my back. Don't you make me regret this. If you're buying, okay. Just a minute. Tell me some more about these gangers. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. But you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got all the Halloweeners in the Barrens looking for me. We take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. Okay. I'm ready. Just watch my back. Okay, I'm ready. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you yet. So tapos na tayo dito. We can leave whenever you're ready. Actually, wag muna. Tapos na yung time natin eh. Save na lang muna natin dito. Hindi muna tayo lalabas. Okay. Save natin dito. Ay teka, may 2 karma tayo eh. So, iyan na natin. Gamitin na natin man lang. So, meron akong 2. So, quickness. Kailangan ko taasan yung dodge ko. Teka. Hanap ako na isa pa na 1 lang. Okay. So, kailangan kong habulin kasi ito eh. So, ay 2 kagad. So, teka. Sige, dodge muna isa. Tapos lagay natin sa biotech yung isa. Okay. Save na muna natin dito. Please na save. So anyway, okay, end na natin dito guys. Next episode tuloy natin explore na natin yung the barrens. So Quezon Velasco sign off guys. Next episode nila ulit.